Yeah, Amino's concept art's really good here in Final Fantasy 1 on the PlayStation 4. It's part of the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 collection. Which, okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that all these games hold up. But as a person who played Final Fantasy 1, 4, and 6 when they launched in the United States, this collection is actually not terrible. I'm a sucker for anthologies, and this is video number 2, where I defeated Chaos in video number 1, and now we're ready to... We got the late title card, and the prologue is done. Now we're ready to begin the adventure in earnest. So we're going to go talk to Luffy and the pirates and kind of steal their ship. Yeah, the Amino's art is actually extremely good in the concept. So I'd say the concept art in this game is better than the concept art I've seen for any of the other games in this collection, which is saying something. Now maybe Amino, you know, probably didn't have to go that hard for concept art for a Famicom game in 1986. But it was almost like, okay, we're gonna hire this one. This one seems okay. I got enough potions, I hope. We got enough potions to make the trek. We'll buy some when we get to our next destination, obviously, so there is that. I don't remember where the destination... All I know is that we're going north and east, so we'll do that accordingly. I guess I could get some different music in here eventually, because the music is pretty repetitive. Pretty quickly in this game, I'll be the first to admit. Nothing up there? Guess you should turn on the encounters, huh? So when we get a ship, that would be a port. I guess I'll show you the weapons that I got later, because I know a couple of these guys are one-shotting people, and that's good. Our monk right there has MLK. Our monk has the nunchaku. So I think he'd be the strongest fighter we have so far. Let me double-check our gear. Rapier, nunchaku, rapier, rapier. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, we're good. I'll get better armor when I get to the next town, which is fine. I've mentioned this before, jokingly, that there's no reason for this dude to wear armor, because the armor is no stronger. Basically, him walking around naked is better than wearing armor, because he has more evasive... He can evade more attacks. So that's hilarious. Like, literally being naked is stronger than wearing armor. I have no idea what that means in this context, but here we are. Uh-oh. Probably shouldn't be here. He tried to run away and thought better of it, I guess. Here, we're gonna take a few hits, but the ogre should be a decent way to level up, I suppose. I don't have a lot of charges on my magic, so fair warning. Oh, this is not going well. Yeah, these guys are taking way too many hits. Yeah, they're taking too many hits. Okay, the Ogre Chief is down. And MLK is down. Oh well, we lost Dr. King. So how are we going to do this? Okay, so they'll go down eventually, but the Ogre Chief eats a lot of hell. So I'm probably going to have to take out the Ogres before we take out the Ogre Chief, if that's going to be the problem. Yeah, man, yeah, it's a lot of experience. It split 3 ways because we lost Dr. King. Struck down this prime. The ogres took him down, so we're gonna have to reload that. Research, huh? So we can fight the ogres, just that I don't want to get ahead of my skis. Wait, turn on the encounters. Haha. So we probably don't want to go there until we actually buy better armor, and I'm fine with that. The usual, you know, keep advancing till you get to the next town, buy the better gear, then get to an inn. But yeah, the enemies here apparently are still strong enough to wipe us out, so we don't want to overdo it. I don't remember exactly where the port was. Yeah, I don't remember where the port was exactly. I want to say the character art is about the same as it was in the NES game, although obviously the sprites look different. These sprites look a bit more detailed and a bit more... I mean, they were more cartoonish in the original NES game. If you watch my footage of the NES Classic port that they made for Final Fantasy 1, I would say the character art's more simplistic. But I would say that in the NES game, the character art's more simplistic. But I would say the the enemies look about the same. But again, if you were going to do a Pixel remaster, that wouldn't be terrible. So we can save here. Pavanka? What was it? I don't remember what the name of this town was in the original game. I didn't spend much time here. All I knew was it was the place where I beat up the pirates for the ship. That's all I knew about it. So as I mentioned in the first video, we have our warrior here, Vitor, the Starfire champion, who gets a lot of experience very quickly, so that's very good. We have Dr. King, the monk, who, like I said, fights better when he's naked. We have Rouge, the Red Mage number 1, and Crimson, Red Mage number 2. I have to deal with placeholder names for the mages because I couldn't think of any references that would be appropriate. That's okay. I think we can rename our characters later. We'll get to that at some other point. Literally a crazy horse. I think there are unicorns in this game too. So, let me see if I can get that other gear. We don't need to heal up. Again, this game has a Dungeons & Dragons-like magic system where you don't have magic points, you have charges. So the way it works is that you can cast a level 1 spell 4 times a day, quote unquote. To recharge, you have to go to an inn and heal you have to go to an inn, sleep, and that regenerates your charges. You are not allowed to have the same spell on more than 1 slot, so I can't buy 2 cure spells and get twice as many cures. It would be nice, but it's not how it works. I wonder if I could buy a level 2 cure spell. We'll see how that goes. Like, I want to say the forget system was not in effect in the original NES game, so I'm guessing that's a way to free up a slot. But as I recall in the NES game, when you bought a spell, you couldn't turn it off, to my knowledge. It's been a while, bear with me. I mean, again, if I want to play the NES game, I will eventually, but to be fair, I would buy this. I would buy this collection. Like, if this collection costs $20, you're getting like 200 hours of content, even though only half of it's any good, I would argue. Again, I'm not opposed to people like Square Enix, like, instead of spending a whole bunch of money on, you know, completely redoing Final Fantasy VII, they spent like hundreds of millions of dollars, you know, trying to make that game. For better or worse, like, yeah, we're gonna take the most popular Final Fantasy game of all time. We're gonna I mean, it's the most significant Final Fantasy game of all time. I mean, and to be honest, it's probably easier to make than Final Fantasy VI, if that makes sense. Because Final Fantasy VII was, again, you know, three party members, that whole thing. And you had the whole, what was it? I mean, you only had 3 party members to fight with, so it's easier to convert that to 4-player combat, sure. I know Guardians of the Galaxy did that. That was a 4-player or a 5-player game where you only control 1 person. But you can imagine the concept that they apparently, since the PlayStation 2 era, they've been trying to remake Final Fantasy VII as an action game. Maybe not as an action game, but definitely as sort of something that's a bit more, something that was worthy of its scope and scale, because obviously Final Fantasy VII was one of those games that was made on a console that was nowhere near capable enough of selling the spectacle they wanted. But then again, none of these Final Fantasy games, I mean, arguably this game does. Final Fantasy, what was an NES game? It was the first game in a franchise. It didn't really know what it was doing. So you can understand why they weren't swinging for the fences. By the time Final Fantasy IV came out, yeah, on the Super NES, you can understand why they were trying to do that. Invisibility. This is a level 2 spell. Okay. I don't remember these spells. Was it called Light D? Like Light D in the NES game? I don't remember. Silence might be necessary later. Yeah, that might be necessary later. We can't buy any cure spells here. I mean, I was curious if I can buy level 2 cure spells here. I suppose not. We have to get our armor, so we'll get the armor. Again, I'm a massive fan of the map here that shows where all the shops are. Again, the kind of feature that is a nice to have in a retro game where you would spend like several minutes looking for all the shops. Maybe not that much time, but the idea is I want to say they were almost always labeled, but you would still go into every door anyway. So he can wear the better armor. Okay. That's too expensive, so chainmail's enough for now. I think the weight value here determines how well you can evade attacks, I think. These are worthless. It's like worth 1 defense. What's the point of that? And it doesn't even help the monk at all because he's not... Yeah, it doesn't help the monk in any way. So all this armor's worthless. Yeah, everyone here has the best armor they can possibly wear. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, this shield's worthless. I mean, it's such a minor upgrade. This place is lame. So yeah, a minor increase, but it's cheap. Not opposed to that. And I can't buy any helmets here. That's embarrassing. Yeah, sell the stat. If I run out of room, I can sell this crap. Shame. But again, everything they provide is based on every conceivable party configuration. So yeah, some of this stuff is made for white and black mages, you know what I mean? So we can buy some potions. We're probably not gonna need them. We'll hoard these for later. So if potions cost 40, how much money are we getting per fight? The idea is how many fights do you have to get into to replenish your stock of potions? Is really what I'm saying. And how much does it cost to spend the night at the inn, of course? And I don't think we need better armor. I don't think we need better weapons. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, the Mohawk guy doesn't like the pirates. Someone talk to Luffy and them. 50 gil. Okay, I probably didn't need to do that, but that's okay. The way it normally works is that I heal myself. And then when I'm out of heal charges, then I spend the night at the inn. That's my usual logic for these games. You only heal when you only go to the inn when you can't heal yourself with mages. That's how I usually play anyway. Nintendo Power taught me some basic habits, but I've learned better ones over the years. Scimitar. So these guys can have a broadsword. We can give one of them a broadsword, I guess. But they already have a rapier. Might not even be worth it. So I guess we'll get one. Hammer time. So how we doing this? 13. Well, let's give him one. Yeah, it's a very minor upgrade. It's a barely recognizable upgrade, so not worth it. Again, you buy this stuff for your party configuration. So we just wasted 160 bucks, so we'll get it back by getting into a couple of fights. So we'll take out our frustrations by slaughtering the nearby fauna. As is our want in an RPG. That's how we do, I guess. Gonna wish a monster would. Gonna beat them up for their lunch money. Okay, so we blew about $300 you didn't really need. You didn't really need to waste. Let's see how much money we get from these goons. And we'll head back up to the ogres and see. Oh, here we got the ogres. So let's see what's up. See, the scimitar doesn't do that much. Okay, so five swings brings them down. Unless we get a crit like that. Okay. So we got most of our money back from one fight. That's good. All right, so you spend the night. You kill one mob, you get your money back. You can spend the night in an inn. That's fine. So again, quick math, kids. 390 divided by 4 is about 95. 195. It's about 93 experience points. So 2 more ogre mobs should allow us to level up. Now we need that boat to keep going because most of what we're facing here is mountain valleys. Again, in the original NES game, this this grassy background, it was just black. It was just a black rectangle on the right, black square on the left where all the enemies are, black rectangle on the right where our party's located, and there's like a black rectangle at the top of the screen that shows a portrait. That's it. A landscape. That's it. That's the way it was, and we liked it. Use. So I can't cure the entire party with one spell. Shame. We got all our money back, so that's good. Yeah, this is where we're supposed to get off the boat, I believe. You know how it is. These games will funnel your progress, you know. Mountains, canals, rivers, that kind of thing. Straits where your boat can't pass, that kind of thing. I guess we're doing okay. I'm just auto battling at this point because there's no real point in like targeting specific enemies yet. A bit later you want to start targeting like mages, really strong enemies, or maybe in the case of the larger ogre captains, I think you might want to like take out the smaller enemies first so you can whittle them down, then take out the ogre captain if it gets, because the ogre captain eats too many hits. But you can see Vitor, our warrior, the Starfire champion, gains a lot of hit points very quickly, so that's good. Why is the red mage not getting nearly as many hit points? Am I missing something here? Yeah, what's going on with that? Is that based on strength? Yeah, stamina's higher. I guess the stamina determines how much experience you get? I guess the stamina determines how many hit points you gain? So why is his stamina that much higher? That is bizarre. Should I be switching weapons here? Intellect, haha. I would argue that the red mage needs more stamina. But the stamina isn't based on the weapon we're carrying, is it? I mean, there's one way to find out. We can load out. Swap out. Let me try something. They should not... I can't imagine why they would have different stamina rates. That's... Yeah, they're about the same now. Check out the red mage here. Rouge... Okay, so why does Crimson have more why does Rouge have more stamina? I mean, he hits harder, but is that all it's about? Let me check on something. That's interesting. Equip. Swap out something. I wonder if that's why. Yeah, I don't know what determines the strength level. That's going to be interesting. And I'll see if I can figure that out, but... Am I missing something that's bone-crushingly obvious here? Hold on, I got a DVR I'm trying to set up. Yeah, Sling TV. It looks like Sling TV has a free... Yeah. Sling TV has a free streams application where, like I said, they're showing a bunch of Adult Swim stuff. So if you want to watch every episode of Venture Brothers, I guess you can. They're also showing like 4 episodes of Black Dynamite, which seems appropriate here on during Black History Month. The show, we'll talk about the show some other time, but it's noisy and loud and rude. It's rude, crude, highly inappropriate, extremely loud. But most of the humor comes from excess of everything. But you know, it came out in 2012. That should tell you. That should tell you what the vibe was. That was the vibe in which the show was created. But yeah, we'll talk more about that later. I mean, it's like it came out after Boondocks. It was a Titmouse production, so it had well, it wasn't. Boondocks was a Sony production. Jeez. Yeah, just if you're old enough, read the titles. Look up the episode titles on Wikipedia. That should tell you the kind of show this is. Apparently it was based on a movie that came out in the early 2000s I never heard of. Starring written, produced, and starring Michael Jai White, who played Spawn back in the live-action Spawn film back in 1995, I want to say. Still haven't seen it. I do want to... What's weird about it is I want to see it, but I remember Roger Ebert, I believe, is the only person who liked that film. He famously was, as far as I recall, he was the only mainstream critic who didn't hate the film. He saw a lot of value in it as, you know, basically a production design. Like, arguably, the film's value was as a sizzle reel for production designers. So, in other words, actual artists... Whoops, we're poisoned. I don't have a poison spell. Give me a second. We have to buy an antidote. I have one antidote. So I gotta eat it. I can buy more, but that's okay. I thought I had a poison... Do I have a poison healing spell? I'll double check. Because I can forget it if I don't want it. Give me a second. Because if we're gonna get poisoned, I'm gonna have to get my... Because I know there are some status debuffs I'm gonna have to buy. I'm gonna have to buy some status healing spells while I'm here. Nope, we don't have one. Maybe you can buy one in the other town. But it does suck. You have to go all the way back to the first. That's when you gotta haul all the way back to the first town to get some cure spells. That kind of sucks. Yeah. So if someone gets KO'd, you have to come here to heal them. You have to bring them back if they're KO'd. It costs like, I forget how much it costs, but I have to get some antidotes. Give me a second. In this game, when you're poisoned, it's a persistent effect. So you have to actually heal yourself if you're poisoned, or if you're turned to stone. I want to say it's the same problem. Status effects are persistent between fights, so you do have to heal yourself outside of a fight. Otherwise, you just like if you're poisoned, you lose HP every time you take a step. So yeah, it's not that expensive. So we're gonna need those later. Silence, you might need that. So we can afford this. Like, we walked in with like 900. We walked into this town with $1,000 when we first got here. So I think we'll be fine. And we're grinding up because at some point we're gonna get this ship. So we're gonna need some better armor. Right now we're gonna need to buy the best weapons because we're gonna take on those pirates, and there are a lot of pirates. Although that's right. We don't have a sleep spell. Well, actually, we can buy one. Let me double check. Because the sleep spell will help us with the pirates, because there are so many of them. Putting them to sleep is going to save our bacon. I believe that was a strategy from the original Nintendo Power strategy guide. We can do slow. Blinding them might work too. We could try that. Darkness might work, honestly. We can find it. So we got slow. Darkness. The Crimson Darkness. That's what's up. That sounds like the name of an RPG or the name of an album. A black metal album, probably. Opening for the Wizard Gizzard. No, the Lizard Gizzard. What was the name of the group? Real ones know who that is, but Eddie Wizard and the Lizard Gizzard? Or is it Eddie Lizard and the Wizard Gizzard? I forget what it was called. Who apparently had a pretty good song back in 2022. I'll have to double check, see what it was called. I mean, I don't remember the song, but I remember listening to them a while ago, so. They're not as experimental as, like, Black Midi, if that makes any sense, but. Black Midi's the kind of group that's like, if you're into them, it's kind of easy to groove with them, but they're super experimental. They don't like repetition, I guess it's fair to say. They're always looking for a new groove. They're always looking for a new melody. It feels like they're always searching for a new chord. Is how I would describe them. You see, we're not gaining a lot of hit points. I guess it was a dice roll that determined how many hit points I got. Let me check on something. Where's my status? Stamina 8. So Rouge still has more stamina. So well, I don't know what the dice roll was there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Do I just gain like a random amount of hit points? Like I don't know how that works. It is so weird to have two people of the same type with different stats like that. That is strange. I don't know exactly what happened, but... So if I get the ship, what happens? I can park it. But there aren't that many places I can go. I mean, I guess you could explore a bit. We just kind of want to see what's in the area is all. We have enough money to afford the spells, so I'm not opposed to that. So we have to... What is that, 75? So we got 35. No, we got like 40... Less than 40 experience, so it would take a while to level up. So we're going to need some stronger enemies. We do have some cure spells, so that won't be a problem. So if we really get into trouble, we can use our sleep spell or our dark... We don't have a sleep spell. We have our darkness spell. I can go back to town and see if there's a sleep spell I can buy. I forget. I want to say in the NES game, the Black Mage could use a sleep spell to get you past the pirates, or at least make the pirates easier to manage. But arguably, we might not need it. So I might just be overtraining. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we can save here. And we can always just turn off the encounters if we have to. So we can head back to town. So it makes exploring less tedious. So there are ogres here, but I would say the ogres are the only really tough enemies that are here. Unless this is the place I'm supposed to grind up. Oh, there's a cave here. I totally forgot about the cave. I don't remember this. Oh, she's the witch. Yeah. It's Madame Razz. Better remember this song. Yeah, I don't barely remember the song at all. Wow. Poggity woggity woggity walk. 3 chests here. The animation here is more detailed than in the NES game, which was just 2 frames of animation. Got an antidote. Can't sleep here. Oh well. Guess I can't sleep in the witch's bed. So yeah, at some point there is a item I have to get from some other place. I don't remember what. I barely remember this part at all. Wow. They got me. They mentioned a part of the game I totally forgot about. I don't even remember visiting this cave when I first played the NES game. Or at least when I played the NES game on the NES Classic. So yeah, those crazy horse will go down in 2 swings, so that's good. But I gotta heal myself, because MLK is taking too many shots to the face. Maybe we need to keep MLK down near the bottom. I don't know if that makes a difference. Like, I don't know if the game cares where the positioning is. Because I don't think Vitor is taking more hits than anyone else. Yeah, we can heal. We don't get all of our hit points back when we level up, so that kind of sucks. So he'll take that. Alright, that's good. Like I said, we can always just turn off the encounters if things get too nasty. We can't go there. Because that's not to go around. I have to go around. That's why I saved here. I need to go back around. So we're just in Inugu Matoya's cave, I guess. So we have to go south and around. Fine. And I want to say once we get on the ship, we can actually fight sharks and crap if we want to do all that. Yeah, so we can just turn off the encounters because the enemies here are too easy. Yes, we should be fine. So let me just double check to see if there are any sleep spells here. So we can't go in from here. Hilarious. I think you can go in that way through in the NES game. I forget. So the white, it's the black magic. Gotta go to the black magic shop. So, day 2 of Black Magic History Month. Let's see. Yep, we got sleep right here. So it all works out. Deals lightning damage. That might be interesting later. We will need it later. I think it's fair to say. But yeah, I guess the problem is that we have to buy this stuff now. Ready to feel the thunder. So I guess you can forget a spell to make room, but then you have to buy it again. I don't know exactly how that works. And I can't buy any more cure spells because I already have them. Yeah, I'm not allowed to learn more than one. I'm not allowed to learn cure more than once. So yeah, sleep. That seems to be what we need. Like literally. How's our cure? We're fine, actually. Out the way. Dummy. So we got those sleep spells. So imagine having to play this game on the NES. Having to walk all the way back and getting all these random encounters. So yeah, turning them off means you can backtrack if you have to. But I'm documenting this because this is what I had to go through to get this crap. Let me save first. So we managed to do a bit of grinding, but we can't guarantee there'll be any ogres around here. Can I go around here? This is just a port. No poison. Yep, I got poisoned. So that's gonna be the problem. Is that anytime I get poisoned, I have to heal myself like that. Was it worth it? No. See, we're poisoned. We'll just load the game where we were. We'll end up loading the game where we were. Give me a second. Yeah, we can't unpoison ourselves. There was no spell that allowed us to cure ourselves. Okay. Take out the top ogre first. Can we, sleep him? Let's see if that works. One of them missed. That's fine. So we wake him up once we hit him? At the bottom one. So if he's asleep, that means we can take out this dude. Fire. You ready to feel the thunder? We could also slow them, I guess. Wrong guy. Okay, so we couldn't slow both of them, I guess. Fire was not worth it. Am I attacking the wrong guy? I thought one of them was supposed to be asleep. And Crimson's still poisoned, I'm afraid. I think we slowed the regular ogre. Okay, the ogre chief is down, so we're good. So we can wipe out this. Ow! So he's not sleeping anymore. I mean, the main problem is that you can't see if they're asleep or not. So that's kind of disappointing. So how are we on magic? Cure. That's good. Let the other guy cure. That's good. Okay, so we're back up to something resembling normal. And we got item here, so we can buy another antidote if we need to. So yeah, that one stupid batch of tarantulas took it out of us. So we can't go any further. It's a shame. So I was curious where we could actually go at this point in the game, but here we are. So we just gotta steal that ship is all. And again, the game is funneling us, just like in the prologue. The game funneled us to that bridge, but we had to go to the Chaos Shrine to get the bridge built, so you know how it is. So I guess we can get into one more fight and heal ourselves a little bit. Yeah, we can clear these guys out. So yeah, once we have all of our sleep, I'm gonna do a quick save before the pirate fight because I want to test to see if the dark spell or the slow spell does the job. The sleep spell is supposed to be the most important one, I would argue. So we should be fine once we get some rest. We got plenty of cash, that ain't the problem. So I guess we can get some more antidotes, I don't know. The pirates are drinking us dry. Give me the loot. So killing the pirates means the ship is waiting outside. And that we should be able to park ourselves at any one of those little ports, any of those harbors, any of those piers you see. Give me a second. Do I have another quick save, actually? No, shockingly. Okay. So we have our little sleep spell. Let's do the thing. We'll make their bones go crunch. Doesn't matter who I face first. We have darkness. We use sleep on the next spell, I guess. We can slow them down. Yeah, we have magic. Yeah. Don't have to worry about any of that. So not gonna do that much damage, I guess. Okay, so we got 4 of them slowed down, whatever that even means. It's gonna take a while for them to attack, obviously, because we got 9 of them to deal with. Darkness. Okay, that was supposed to target all the enemies, but whatever. So we could have put them to sleep. I don't know which ones got targeted and which ones didn't. Just more like the miss is all. Sleep. I mean, it's hard to tell. Again, there's no stat, there's no like value on screen that's like they don't like. It's not like, you know, in Final Fantasy VI, for instance, or Final Fantasy IV, I think the enemy will turn around when they're confused, so you know they're affected. But if there's like no like Z's like floating above their head, it's too hard to figure out if they're actually, you know, taking damage. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to cast the spell anymore, but we're gonna win, so that's not a problem. Yeah, no more sleep. Sleep when you're dead. Down he goes. So this is actually pretty easy. I didn't even have to worry about the sleep spell, really. I just slowed him down to make sure, you know, we can whittle him down. Eat it, Luffy. I drink your milkshake. No, I don't. You're a pirate. Well, I guess we'll come back and check on you. So how we doing? We can go to a different town and save. We'll see how it goes. So it all worked out in the end. We wasted a bunch of spell charges. And the ship does appear on the map, so that's cool, I guess. Yeah, the ship always appears on the map, so that's cool. And we will get attacked. Yep, see? So careful there. Hopefully the enemies... I think all the enemies here are vulnerable to lightning magic, which I believe we do have lightning magic. See, we will get attacked while on the ship. Let's see. We got plenty of charges, so that's fine. Yep, Rouge has thunder magic. Thunder Rouge. Thunder Rouge and Crimson Darkness. Yeah. Floating sharks. Again, again, in the NES game, you had the black background. Here, the sharks are actually on the ship, which is kind of hilarious. They didn't even bother. Again, in the NES game, when you have a black background, you're willing to accept that the enemies are, like, in a different location than you are. It was abstract, but here just having the sharks floating around the ship is just dumb. And the port's back here. If we can heal ourselves, we should be fine. I have to get some more antidotes anyway, so I guess I can buy them back in town. So I guess the shark is the most dangerous. Yeah, we'll be fine. So 110, 115, yeah, like 115. That's fine. So we can heal. We should be fine. Hold on. I have to queue this up for later. Black Jaws. Yeah, we'll queue that up for later. So how's our magic? We got plenty of these. Yeah, then we can go to sleep when we need it. So where are the potions that we need? Over here. So we gotta get some more antidotes. This is gonna be a problem. Unless there's an antidote spell I can buy later. We'll figure it out. Cause I think there's a poisona spell we can get a bit later, but I didn't know we were gonna need so many of these. There's like again just a random enemy who just wipes you out, just poisons you, and there's no easy way to heal, unfortunately. I want to say there's no magic spell that allows you to poison an enemy, but I can't imagine it's a very specific effect, so I can't imagine why it'd be that useful if I'm being honest. So here. Yeah, no way to heal poison without antidotes, I guess, which isn't terrible. Antidotes aren't that expensive, so I'm not going to pitch a fit about that. Out the way! You just have to press against them, and they'll eventually move out the way. They'll eventually get the idea. A thing in old school video games. Wandering NPCs getting in your way. I think there's an enemy that's blocking our path. So we'll get to that a bit later. Tried to flee and thought better of it, I guess. Well, good. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to go to the inn before we do anything dangerous. And I did save my game, I hope. I'll double check. I think we have enough charges to heal ourselves at some point. Load. No, we're fine. We're fine here. Again, you can walk diagonally in these games, which you couldn't do in the original game. And there's a port up there. I wonder what's up. I think we needed this port to get past the western mountains, because the mountains that are northwest of Cornelia are impassable on foot. So we're going to need the ship to get to this area, I want to say. Again, it's been a while since I played this game, so I'm curious where it's going to take me at this point. Yeah, so you can park the ship here. Yeah, so we're in a new area that would have been impassable otherwise. So let's see what's up. Again, I don't remember this part of the game, so I don't remember where we're supposed to go. But I want to say there was like some kind of Leviathan, some kind of sea monster we have to beat to get to the next continent. I forget exactly where it is. We'll double check. It's on the map, obviously. We're supposed to go... We can't go west. Well, yeah, we could go all the way west, but we can't get out to the open ocean, I think. Yeah, we can't get to the open ocean. Yeah, we cannot get to the open ocean. They got us sealed in. This is like the Mediterranean. Unless there's something to the south of us I couldn't see. Yep, this place is sealed off. Nothing here but wolves, though, so I guess we're doing okay. So why would you come over here? Like, why would you park your ship over here if there's not that the enemies here aren't that dangerous? If they aren't really worth fighting, I would argue. I mean, if there's an easy way for me to find ogres, I would hang out and find the ogres. Because the ogres are going to give you the most experience at this point in the game. Well, they seem fine. Ambushed. We're not going to die. Thankfully, they're hitting us too. Whoop, wow. Okay, that hurt. I thought we all had the armor here we needed. So we'll cure him. We'll make it work. So we can't auto battle to get ourselves cured. And I guess MLK has got to be the second person. He's got to be the number 2. He's got to be the vice captain. He's got to be the XO. Because no one else has enough experience. No one else has enough hit points to take this much damage. It's not like we're evading or anything. So we can turn on the auto battle. And again, we can always turn off the encounters if we need to crawl back home, so that won't be a problem. And obviously there's a port right near Corneria. So I guess 4 more fights will help. Yeah, swap these guys out. What else do we need? We will need some more magic. We're going to have to head to an inn and heal ourselves eventually. This does not heal nearly enough, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so we gotta head back. Yeah, we gotta head back. So we'll turn off the encounters if we have to. So what's over? Whoop, another cave. So is this where we can find what's-her-name's eye? And I don't think we can get past this on the ship, so we'll find out a bit later. Mount Duergar. We'll head back here in a second. I just wanted to unfog that part of the map. Don't remember that part of the game at all, by the way. So the Chaos Shrine's up there. So I guess the only reason to come here is to get to the Dwarf Cave. So we'll turn on those encounters. So we'll spend the night at the inn right here. It's always nice when an inn is right next to the entrance of a town. Gotta love it. Should probably talk to these guys and see if these bearded dudes have any wisdom they can impart on me, because the game didn't come with a manual. Again, part of me, I really do wish they had like either converted the manual or like come up with some kind of guide that explains how these games work, because I know how they work, but they're not that simplistic. Weapons and armor. 4 types of armor. Helms are one on the head. Optimal, yeah, whatever. Unless you're the monk, where you're better off just fighting naked. Items. Only use them outdoors. I want to say this was not in the original NES game. Yeah, I want to say this room is not in the NES game. Terry. Stay a while and listen. Some weapons are more effective against certain kinds of monsters. Black and white magic. Etc. and so forth. Can also use the forget command. Okay, so you can just forget a spell you've learned to make more space. Like that worthless sleep spell I'm not going to need ever again. Amazing how that works. I did turn on the encounters, didn't I? So we're going to head down to Mount Duergar. But let's see if we can get past that that river. Because if we can't, that's going to make things a bit more interesting. I can't promise we'll get past that river, but we'll see what's up. MLK already took a hit to the face. Again, I can't buy any better armor for these. I mean, I can. It's just not... The armor I can buy is not that strong. So there's the mountain. So unless I can go south, I want to say there's no other way I can go here. Let me check on something. Turn off the encounters, but yeah, there's no way I can go here. But there is a place to park. So there is a place where I can park there at the isthmus, so that's good. Alright, I can't go this way. Nope. So it's just a wall. Yeah, I can't go this way. There is a castle there, but we can't go there. So there's no place for me to park unless I go on foot, probably. But I probably can't go on foot either. Yeah, I probably can't go on foot either. Here's what we're going to do. We'll go to the mountain, and we'll end the video by doing some more exploring, because it's that kind of game. Not a huge game, but it does the job. So you can just park right here on any place the white space is, you can park the ship right there. That's fine. So let's see what's going on here. We're making progress, kids. Tally-ho. Have ye gabbed with your smith? Have ye gabbed with our smith? Smith. In the smithy he is. So they're supposed to be Highlanders, huh? Oh, the Crystal Eye. Yeah. Craft of magicals. I don't remember this part at all in the original game. The earth has started to rot. Anew the decay spreads. Anew the decay spreads. They really lean into it, don't they? 10 chests in here. You got the good stuff? Okay, how were we looking for? So there is something down there. Counters are on. Gods! If only I had a wee bit of nitro powder. And of course it's secured. So we can't come back here till the end of the game, I guess, to get some to get a Masamune or something. So there's no reason for me to go there. Because yeah, I can't get the treasure chests that are here anyway, so what's the point? You can press L1 and R1 to switch your main character here. To no end, but hey. That's soon. Aye, that's Snetic. He's smashing rocks in the back of the cave. That seemed. Lava stone. Okay, so what's up there? Did I forget to get... Oh, I can't get the treasure because you're... Get out the way! I want the treasure. Money. Amazing. Now, in a modern game, like in your Stardew Valleys, you could actually, like, mine here. It says, why am I here? Well, maybe there's no reason for me to be here. Maybe I can get a special sword if I come here later in the game. Alright, so no reason for me to be here. Yeah, don't remember this part of the game at all. Yeah, so I can't go this way. So we're sealed off. And I want to say we can't go northwest either. Let me just get back to my ship, then we'll mark that accordingly. Draw the encounters. So we'll see what else is out here. Then haul ourselves back to the ship. Again, I like unfogging maps in games like this. I just don't know if I'm going to find anything when I explore. So what's the point? The warg wolf. Should probably turn on the I'll probably turn on the symphonic arrangement just to mix things up. No? Well, can't go this way. Yeah, I can't go this way. So to keep the music from being too repetitive. Yeah, the music just shuts off when you go to the menu anyway, so that's not amazing. So I just want to go to a new town. I think I'm going to have to go south. Rock! Symphonic rock. Like, why even bother at this point? Like, what's with the symphonic rock? It's not even good symphonic rock, if I'm being honest. So yeah, we can't go that way, so we're closed off. So let's see where else we can go. I think we can actually. I think we have to go on foot. Because remember, we're here in inverted Africa. See this continent right here? It looks like Africa. The continent to our southwest looks like Africa, except it's flipped. So we're here near Cape Town. We're gonna make our way over. We're gonna make our way over to the port that's located in Dakar. I think that's what it would be. Yeah, I think this is Gambia or Senegal. Yeah, somewhere around here. So this is the Isthmus. So if we go on foot, let's see what's up. There aren't that many places we can go with this part of the game. So we'll end the video with some exploring. I need to heal myself. That's embarrassing. Okay, we're good. Huh. Intriguing. Oh, there's a town down here. So this actually might work out. Yep, we got another town. And there's a port here, but we can't get here.